You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
That's our lead-in.
I like that.
Isn't that nice?
I like that. I like that.
Well, here we are at SmackDown, AfterBuzz, our after show, and I'm Ric Drasin, your host, along with 3 girls at Estrogen City again.
Oh, please.
Which is fine with me. It's fine with me.
At least we're cute.
Yeah, that's true, and so am I. And my co-host Angelina, Little Egypt, has worked with these girls over and over. They've been in my ring as well, but you know them long, long time and worked with them, so I'm going to have you introduce them.
Thank you so much, because it is my honor to introduce to you Roxy Astor.
And my honor to be introduced by you.
Thank you.
As Roxy Astor.
As Roxy Astor. For those of you who don't know that name, Roxy Astor, she is a former Glow Girl, season 3 and 4, part of the Beverly Hills.
Excuse me, no. New York, that's why I wore that, New York Knockout.
Oh,
Park
did you miss
Avenue,
it?
Park Avenue.
Oh, well, I thought you were Beverly Hills.
No, that was Tina Ferreyra.
Oh, I thought, okay, yeah, Beverly, oh, yeah, okay, so sorry. So
New York,
Roxy came from New York, right?
Yeah, I just flew in, yeah. Roxy did come from New York.
Now, who was your tag team partner?
Tiffany Mellon.
Was she also from New York?
Yes. Mellon, Mellon Financial, Astor.
Oh,
you know, the rich.
Oh, Park Avenue rich.
Park Avenue rich, not Beverly Hills rich.
So that's,
are you impressed?
That's why
sure.
you're wearing the New York
Look at me.
shirt.
Yeah. Did it just for New York.
Actually, I like that shirt.
See.
I do too. Yeah.
Nice colors. I might have to take it.
Well,
I believe it.
So this is Roxy Astor, and she was with Glow, so she's one of the Glow girls. So we're lucky to have her.
Thank you.
Part of the second generation, you can say, of Glow is this beauty next to me.
Thank you.
Who's known as Loca with Wow. That's a David McLean product. It's a promotion.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah, I'm half a tag team of Caged Heat. My partner was Delta Lotta Pain. She had the coolest name.
I like that.
She had a cool name.
Yeah.
Wow. So actually, your tag team's the longest running.
Yeah, longest running, 12 years.
Wow.
Yep.
I have a funny story.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
She came to my house when we shot a pilot for a show I had called Slam You.
Yeah.
Okay.
About wrestling in my house, about makeovers and using in the ring, and that's when we first got together.
Yeah.
We were at my house for some training.
Yeah, training.
But then we did the show.
The pilot, I got cast without, it was cool because I got cast, and then you're like, oh, all right, it's
I know,
you
right?
again. I was like, that's right.
Just like today.
That's right.
It is so funny.
Yeah, we just constantly surprising you.
Well, you told me I have this beautiful girl from WoW, and she's going to be here.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know. Every girl you bring on here, I know from somewhere.
I know. I know.
Does she look the same?
Her?
Yeah.
She looks gorgeous.
Well, she still is gorgeous.
She's better now than she was then.
Thank you.
That's what happens when you get older, to some of us.
Me too.
I agree.
Okay,
I know you're referring to me.
So we're here to discuss the SmackDown after.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, that aired July 26th. We're here to talk about what we saw. This is an after show, so we're going to break down the match.
Right.
And you guys both watched it, and so we're going to get your expert opinion on what you think of wrestling, what you think of the new talent pool, and what you're seeing now in the ring. So. This week, SmackDown took place in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Right on the Gulf, right?
Right on the Gulf.
Oh, that's right.
Right
that's
on
right.
the Gulf. And they opened up the show right away with a match between Randy Orton and Damien Sandow.
They've done, we'll get on that match, but they've done this a few times where they've actually taken the matches out into the water and wrestled in the water.
You're talking about the end?
Yeah. I mean, they did here, but I mean, in the past shows over the past few years, when they've worked the Gulf, they've always incorporated the water in the match.
I like that.
Somehow they
That
worked
was
their way
the
out
first
there.
time. I like
And the
that.
lights on. It actually looks pretty inviting at night with the
Yeah.
lights on the water. It's kind of cool. But
Yeah, and that golf is right by that theater.
It's
so
right there.
It's so close to take a camera and just kind of follow
It's
the
like
worker.
right across the parking lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that. I'm like, oh, why are they over there? They were right next to it.
Yeah,
I
right
had
next
no
to it.
clue on
Like,
that.
as soon as you walk out the door, it's the golf.
It's right there.
So,
That was great.
awesome.
It's like my house where you walk out and there's the ring.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the water. I thought you were going to say the golf.
Where the pool, that's where the pool should be.
Yes.
Well, I like the match because I'm a big fan of Sandow's, and I'm a big fan of Orton.
Yeah, and then they were very close in size. You got Randy Orton coming in at 245 and then Sandow at 247. So they're beautifully matched physically. It was beautiful to watch. Orton is in possession right now of the WWE Championship contract, and that was a big thing that went on during the pay-per-view. So he's got a box that gives him the chance to wrestle for the WWE Championship, and Sandow carries the contract for the World Championship.
Right.
So both of these guys
Okay.
are really technicians. So they're
Bam.
going to be coming out
And they're not too bad to look at either, I have to
No.
say.
They're
Don't get
not.
jealous. Don't get jealous, Rick.
No, I'm not.
I felt the steam coming
I just heard through her voice. I got
They're
another
just
face
hot.
saying the same thing one time sitting here. I won't mention any names.
You know, what, one of the things that I love about Sandow is he really brings heat when he comes out.
He's very good.
He is so good at getting whatever city he's playing in to totally. He finds something to
Right.
insult them about. Let me give you a quote.
I love it.
He says as he's coming out, right? He's got the mic in the hand. He's so good on the mic. And people should, if they're interested in wrestling, want to be a wrestler, want to know how to work a
All
mic.
about that mic.
Yeah,
Yep.
follow Damien Sandow. He says, time off from, he welcomes the audience and he says, I'm glad you found time off from watching the Bug Zapper on your front porch to watch Money in the Bank. So it was like so insulting.
Wow.
So insulting.
So
like
wait,
that.
did he make the audience? Were they mad? Did it get them going?
Yeah, they were like,
So
boo.
they
Yeah.
booed,
Yeah.
but that's a good thing.
He's a heel.
I
He's a
like
really
that. I
big-
like the boo, whatever.
And you know what? Let me just give a shout out, because one of the things that the announcers did is as Damien's coming in, they were talking about the colors of the briefcase, and they mentioned how it reminded of them of Cauliflower Alley Club. I don't know
I
if you
didn't
guys
hear
did. You
that.
guys, you guys didn't catch that?
No.
Okay, huge shout out to this wonderful nonprofit organization.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, and
We were there.
we always get, we're there almost every year.
Yep.
We're there, but they have always filled up a WWE table during the banquet nights, and they always send a great. They just send this great team of workers. It's like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat,
Yeah.
Roddy
the
Piper.
best.
We see Steve Austin. We see Jim Ross every year.
Sergeant
there's-
Slaughter.
Slaughter. Yeah, we see all these huge Hall of Famers come in and support the Cauliflower Alley Club. So to get a shout out to the viewing audience, that might create a little bit more awareness. I was just really proud of them for doing that.
Do you know where they got their logo?
Yes, but go ahead, please say it.
Do you know?
I don't know. I can't remember the worker's name, but I know
The
them.
logo is the ear, right?
Yeah.
It's so this is long before anybody's time here.
Yeah.
Mike Mazurky was an actor and a wrestler. He was in all the 50s and 40s films with Abbott and Costello. He had a long, creased face. Always
I know
played the
who it is. Yeah,
gangster.
yeah.
And he started the Cauliflower Alley Club with a guy named Herb Abrams, and I think Carl was involved. And they used to do the Spaghetti Factory in Hollywood. There were about 4 or 5 guys that would meet there every week, and they'd have dinner, and they started this little club, and then the club expanded, and then expanded, and they took it bigger and bigger. And so they made a mold of Mazurky's ear, and that became the logo for the club.
Oh, okay, that's kind of disgusting.
No, but it's
Nasty
no, because
ear
it was
can come into a thing.
but it was a cauliflower ear, and that's why. And so
All right,
that's why
still
it
gross.
has
I'm
that.
sorry.
Really?
Well, it's
been broccoli.
not been my favorite logo, but it does represent
It
a
gets the
lot.
point across.
It does really fast,
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, I got that point.
So now that we got through all, what did you guys
Okay.
think of the match
Okay, I'm
itself?
going to say something here because you girls have wrestled, and I'm really old school. When it comes to wrestling and selling. And they did a lot of old school stuff. Stomps on the hand and on the feet, things you don't see anymore. Sandow pulled a lot of that off, and Orton being old school from family, he went along with it. So for me, the selling and some of the old school work and the holds and all that were really good because it brought it back. And I think that we've talked about this, a lot of the matches are going back that route now since Triple H is in charge, and he was trained by Killer Kowalski. he's bringing a lot of old school tactics back, right? Not just the spots.
I like that. I like the old school
I
stuff.
do too. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that standing drop kick?
Yes.
Randy did.
Dude,
He always does a good one.
His
Yeah.
athleticism is intense. I mean, you have old school back to selling. That's the thing, you know, about I'm a heel, so
Yeah.
it's like taking your time, really grabbing it,
Absolutely.
grabbing him in,
Even
instead
not
of just
being a
going,
heel.
instead of going,
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah, I
spot.
like that. I like that, definitely.
I know.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of submission work in
Yes.
that match,
Beautiful.
but they took their time with it, like
They
you
did,
said.
yeah.
They enjoyed it. They sold it. There was a lot of
And
heat at the right time.
The audience loved it more than anything. You have your good and your bad, and
Typical.
Well, sure. That's what you
Yeah.
want to connect with to make sure they
Right
get
off
the
the
money's
bat.
worth. So many people get out there and they get scared and they rush through it. Let's get through this real quick because I'm afraid, you know.
I've done that before.
Have you? I think
You
everybody
didn't
has.
know, but I've done that. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even remember what I did.
Everybody does that.
Okay.
at some
You
point.
too?
No, not me, but
You're too perfect.
I like
I
to
am.
slow down just to think about what's next. So I'm like, let me just take my time.
Good, you could do that then, yeah.
So Cody enters the ring right after the match, and actually, let me tell you how it ended. There was a snap suplex by Randy. That's
Yeah.
how they got him. But Cody comes out carrying Damien's
briefcase thing?
carrying the briefcase. He stole it from Damien, and he's taunting Damien with it. Who, by the way, does the best job at freaking out. His promo that ran throughout the entire show was
Loved
the
it.
best promo I have seen since I
was.
started watching
Very
SmackDown.
believable.
Nice.
OMG.
Really?
OM to the G, it was
OM
hands
to
down
the
the
G.
best. OM. See, look,
OM to the G.
I'm hit with the
Squared.
young people. OM to
Don't
the
try
G.
too hard, girl.
No, but that promo, yeah.
Wasn't, yeah. So
So
this is
it
the
wasn't overly done. Well, you don't think it was
You
overly
didn't even mind it
done.
though. It's like you wanted, you kind
No,
of
he's
wanted to see it.
entertaining.
Yeah,
He's
you
definitely
wanted to see
entertaining.
it again, even if you
Yeah.
didn't.
Okay,
Yes.
I got to see it again because I wasn't as impressed as you. Not to the OM to the G.
Oh, tell us.
No, just wasn't. It takes more to impress me than just a briefcase and the whole thing how they play it out. It
Right,
it
right.
really does.
Well, the storyline between Damien and Cody stemmed
Way
from
back.
weeks and weeks and weeks of
And
play
maybe
as
that's
a
what I
tag team.
missed, and that's
Yeah.
probably what I missed. So it's like the whole buildup, and I missed that.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
maybe I
been going on
will.
for quite a few weeks.
Okay.
Which I appreciate the build up. Yeah. Which
You got to have the
Yeah.
buildup. You have to.
So they're besties. They were besties. Now they're not besties anymore. This distraction by Cody Rhodes actually sets the this opportunity for Orton to sneak in with an RKO, and
Right.
that's how the match finishes.
And it picks up later in the day.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
yeah.
not saying. We're not going to say.
No, we'll go
Yeah,
there
we
later.
will.
Don't give away the end of the movie.
No, or the book.
The butler did it.
So you know what? Then they had this great promo with CM Punk, who doesn't come to SmackDown very often. He mostly
CM
spends.
Punk.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. I'm in love with CM
Yeah.
Punk.
Are you
Yeah.
really?
Oh my God, he's so cute.
He's changed his look again
I know, longer hair.
and sideburns. That
Yeah, a little Elvis thing going
looks good,
on.
looks good.
Huh? He looks good no matter what he wears. So
Roxy always likes the tough guy.
I do.
Me too.
Don't call me out on that.
I know.
I just
No, she
maybe
loves that
the
look.
CM Punk. The Punk.
Yeah. No.
well, he's good.
Ric Drasin Punk.
Yeah, I got that.
No, you don't got that.
Yeah, I got that.
So this was a chance for CM Punk to come out there and
Okay.
pitch, that he's happy about the SummerSlam match that's going to be coming in August, I think August 18th. And he is going to be up against Brock Lesnar. And so this was his chance to tell you what he thought about Lesnar and this whole Heyman.
Setting that up.
Setting it up. He quotes, let me just read you this quote. He's going to take CM Punk says he's going to take this opportunity to exploit Lesnar's biggest weakness in Heyman, and Heyman's biggest weakness is his ego. So I thought that was kind of interesting because he's right.
Yeah.
Heyman's biggest weakness is his ego.
Yeah, they'll play off that.
I thought that was really cool.
So there's no
Yes.
argument here, right? 'Cause I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, because, Heyman and Punk were also close, and they were supposed to be best friends. And then Heyman, for the last few weeks, has just been vicious. You wouldn't do that to a friend, so
I
just
kinda
letting
like
his
him, though.
ego beat
I
him.
kinda like that.
They don't show too much of Lesnar very much. Once in a while they bring him in.
Why?
I just think it's better off because
Yeah.
you never know. It's a mystery with him.
Okay.
If he's really shooting with somebody or if he's
Yeah.
not, you don't know about him. He's like a loose
I
cannon.
like that.
They have
I
to
like
do
a loose
that.
cannon.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, it gives
Yeah.
a good story.
Yeah, there's a big mystique with
Totally.
Lesnar. Love
Totally.
it.
He's so good at it, you don't know if he's really selling or not.
So it's just the name.
He's just a
So-
big guy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
tough. He's tough.
Out comes Fandango If
Yeah.
you haven't seen Fandango yet, this guy to me is the best character profile going right now in the WWE.
Really?
Yes, because it's so over the top. You cannot question this man's character. He is Fandango. The way he comes out with Summer Rae as his dance partner, the way he struts and sticks his stomach out. Oh my God! He gets heat so fast.
Quick.
Oh my God!
Your face just lit up when you were.
No, but see,
I love it.
but his facial expression, he's oblivious to everybody. He's doing his own
Absolutely.
thing. Oh, yeah.
So he's in his own little world.
own world.
Oh yeah, and he actually doesn't understand why people don't just grovel at his
like,
feet.
what?
It
He's good
kind
at
of
it.
catches him off guard.
He's good at it.
He's so good. He has been like such a pleasure to watch because that specific kind of character, you can't. It's perfect. It's what defines a worker is their character. And so you can look at Fandango for 30 seconds and get it. You know, oh, I get it. Latino dancer.
Boom.
And two other
cracks
pluses.
me up.
Number one, he's in good shape, got a great body, and he knows how to work.
Oh yeah, does he?
Now, the audience,
He
they
pulls
love
good
him?
stuff out. Yeah, they do love him.
Yeah, I'm all about entertaining, over the top. I mean, my
Me
characters
too.
are big time over the top. So the
yeah.
more
Love it,
silly,
yep.
the more I piss you off, or the more
Love
you think it's
it.
fun.
Well, you're a
It's
heel,
Oh
so-
yeah.
And the more and the more fun you have doing it, the more fun they have watching it.
I love that.
Oh yeah. So,
Oh yeah, when you're committed to that, you know, there's no other
Exactly.
place for anything.
Fandango, he's strutting, right? And he's wagging his finger like this. He wags it. And he's chewing gum, okay?
That's a no-no.
Well, this is what's so funny. He gets in the ring, right, with CM Punk, and CM Punk doesn't even wait a second, and he just unloads, right?
Love that.
It was just
Love
an
it.
unload. Did you see what happened when Fandango took that bump? Did anyone catch anything?
No.
She was there.
I
She
did,
was
but I don't
watching.
know
Okay,
anything.
here's what happened. Fandango takes this bump, right? And the gum.
Oh,
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
it's like it's like the spit take of wrestling.
Wait, was that part of it?
No,
or was
I
that...
don't know, because if it was, it was
You
perfect.
can't. Yeah, you can't plan that.
Yeah, it went in an arc. He bumped with his back that gum, and they played it on the replay.
That's great.
But that gum went in this huge arc, and it was so funny because it was like, of course, he deserved that. Of course, that little gum.
There's a few guys that chew gums when they work in the ring, and that's dangerous.
Really?
Yeah, you can choke on that very
Yeah,
easily.
yeah.
I don't know why I would come out looking like I was chewing gum. I was like, why am I looking
You
like
still look
I'm
like it right now.
Isn't that me?
Oh, good old Drasin.
Get him, Drasin.
You know,
Love him.
when this little bit was over, so Fandango's like laying flat on his back, and then that's kind of the end of that promo. But then they cut away, right? For that 1-800-Fellas,
Yeah.
I actually thought that was a real commercial. Did you guys, when Sheamus, the guy, was having the hiccups, and so he goes, "Don't worry, I'll call my bro," like the bro hotline, and out comes Sheamus to try and get rid of the hiccups for this guy. First, I swear, at the beginning, I thought I was watching, like, is this a commercial? Because they're plugging so many commercials in with, like,
Yeah, I got a little confused with that. It was just too good.
I kind of like it because it reminded me of, like, you know, the SNL when you come back to commercial and you think it's that. You're like, oh my God,
Oh, yeah,
like
right,
that.
exactly.
It was fake. It was fake.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you think of that? Did you like it?
I did. Yeah.
I know some people, I think I was reading up there, they were kind of like annoyed with it, but I was like, perfect. I'm like, that's what it's supposed to
if
do.
If they're annoyed, then that's a good thing.
Yeah,
The fact that you don't get a reaction is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And a
exactly.
reaction.
You're not going to
We love it.
remember.
You know, that's a very good point. Very good point.
Oh, yeah.
So out comes match 2, right? It's the 6-man tag team
Yep.
with Mark Henry, who mostly he's spending his time at Raw, and this is only the second time I've seen him over at SmackDown.
Wow, he's big.
I know, over 400 pounds.
Oh my, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's enormous.
Isn't he great?
Wow. When he walked out, I was
Very
like,
agile.
that was an OMG to me.
I know.
That was a huge OMG.
Yeah. No, he's amazing that he can and move at that,
And he
with such
can.
agility.
And he can.
Yeah, very agile.
So his tag team buddies are the Usos.
My
which,
favorites.
Yeah.
Love
your
him.
favorites?
Yeah, I love them. Yeah.
Do you love that?
I love the dance. That
They
dance.
just they have all this energy when they come out. You know.
I like their outfits. I
love
like
their outfits.
outfits, their look, everything.
They're changing their outfit color every week.
Oh, they
They
are.
match their face painting to whatever
That's
dressed as they're waiting.
I think that's important because they're kind of like, okay, what's next? What,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And you know what? And they come across as like a force to be reckoned with. They went over fast. Did
they really?
They did. They went over big time, real quick. And the audience loves them.
Well, and isn't it the music? It's how they come out.
Yeah.
It's the whole build up and everything. And it's just, I
when
love
you know that your song and people know it's you, like, you know, they nailed it.
Did you have a song?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. We had a little rap song that we rapped.
Yeah, so did we.
You too?
Oh, my God. Yes.
So did we.
Right? It's like, get them to rap.
Who thought of that?
I don't know.
It came from somewhere. Okay, so the opposite, their opponents are Wade Barrett.
In primetime?
Yeah, at that the tag team event, we got Wade Barrett, Titus O'Neil, and Darren Young. So they looked.
Actually, I thought Barrett looked pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
I haven't been really impressed over the year with him, but later on, I've been seeing that he's doing. I mean, his work's much better. I really kind of got behind him before. I just wasn't impressed at first.
But you're saying much better. He didn't impress me at all.
He has the skills. They had him kind of like a street fighter, as a fighter on the street with tape on his hands. But he never fought. He just came and did a couple of holds. But now he's getting more into it. They dropped that aspect of it. Now they're making more of a wrestler.
Making sense.
Yeah, prime time. They're a good tag match. They haven't been around a long time. They didn't use them for quite a while. Now they're bringing them back. But the Usos have good routines, and they really make those matches
How long
work.
have the Usos? How long have they been around?
Well, they're Rikishi's son. Rikishi's been around forever. So one of them came to my house, and he.
Are you talking real son?
Yeah, Rikishi brought one of them over one time. He said, "I want you to see my son work," and he got in the ring with a couple of guys. He was quick, man. He was all over the place.
Wow.
Oh,
Isn't that so cool? That's cool.
We get to sit back and watch these generations of wrestlers, like Randy Orton, and comes from his, it's just like, and Curtis Axel, and all these second generations, and sometimes even third we're getting into with the Guerrero family.
Yeah,
so those are really awesome to see that kind of unfold in front of us, because we want to share this legacy with our children, and in a way we are, through their children. So really, it was an unusual match because Titus spent most of the time in the ring working, I think it was Jay. It's hard to tell the difference between Jimmy and Jay. But
I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, but one of them.
Who cares?
One of them basically got slammed around, and he did some really good selling until it was. But you know what? On this match, I have to tell you, I think they played a really fair game. Okay, like there wasn't a lot of heel moves.
No.
They were tagging out. They weren't really.
It was legit.
Yeah, it was totally legit.
They're quick. They're quick. They're with their finishes. They're just quick and go in there and do their thing, and the audience loves them. And that's like it's over. It is over.
But when you see guys like that who come down from fathers and grandfathers, their work's a little different because they've learned from the best. They didn't go to a school to learn the current stuff like, say, WWE and their training now.
Yeah.
Do you think they're compared a lot?
I compare them because today they're like a cookie cutter. Everybody comes out of training has the same moves. You can watch any of those matches with the new guys, and they're all doing the same moves, the same timing, the same finishes, and there's none of that old school feeling of they can work the crowd. Really work it.
That. Yeah.
But
I think we
those
need more of that.
when they're generations upon generations, it's true. Years ago, when I was wrestling back in the 70s, even the 60s, people would come into a territory and you never heard of them. But they had a background. They came from somewhere else in the United States or anywhere where they've already been working a few years, and they come new into the territory, and they have all this different thing they bring to the table.
Wow.
It's like playing with musicians. You get a different guy playing guitar from this group over here, and he comes and adds a different flavor to the band.
Right, right.
So when you bring somebody in that hasn't been trained with WWE, that has some other experience, they bring a different flavor to the match.
So you like that then when it's like a little bit of everything. So you're not just, like you said, cookie cutter, that's
Yeah,
it.
sure.
It is.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of variety.
Your own
in
little thing, right? Did you have your own little thing going on?
I have a little thing.
Yeah. I'm not talking about that. Did you have your own?
I won't brag about that,
It's right there.
Drasin.
It's right there.
Right there. Did you have your own shtick?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all did back then.
Right.
And
I mean, when you walked out, what did you? Music, anything?
It's just Ric Drasin. That's all that matters, right?
That was it.
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
No, I'm a big fan of
What did you think of Mark Henry just coming in with the quick body slam? Wasn't that impressive?
He's so big, he could just
He doesn't
look at
have to do
somebody.
much.
No,
that's
it's
what's cool about him.
presence. Yeah. Love him.
He sells so good. He's so ferocious. Like,
He's always
I
sweaty.
mean, I wouldn't want him walking towards me with that face.
I noticed that, Rick.
He's always sweaty.
My God. It's frightening.
There's nothing
really
wrong with
I wonder
frightening.
if he shaved his beard and cut his hair straight. Look what he'd look like. Totally different guy.
Probably the same. No, I don't think you can hide his size too well.
No, but his
Rick.
face. His face.
Look upside down.
Like, there he is. Can't miss him.
So Vicky Guerrero just took over as GM just a couple weeks ago. And so there was a quick promo where Alberto Del Rio.
Okay, you're gonna make because I'm Spanish.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
He's the current world champion. He's really upset that he is going to be working against RVD SummerSlam for the World Championship. And he goes to Vicky and he's like, in a nutshell, this is not right. He has to prove himself. He's been gone for 6 years.
Yeah, for him to just get a match to come back.
Long?
Yeah, RVD's back.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? It's cool to see RVD back.
I like him.
Yeah. But he's got a good point though. Yeah.
He does, actually.
I like Vicky. I like Vicky. She's a hard soul. She is tough, but she has to be. You have a woman in this industry.
Oh, yeah.
And she's still there. She has the Guerrero name. I mean, you have to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that Guerrero name gets a lot of respect in the industry.
Yes, it does. That we do know.
RVD shows up in the middle towards the end of that promo, and he says, great idea. I will prove it by beating you tonight.
Yeah.
And so Alberto was like, I didn't get what I wanted. And that was kind of the end of that promo. But then
years too.
But they cut away because like Sandow, this is what's so cool about Sandow's promo. It's continually running through the entire hour and a half. Like it is. So he pops in again, and he sees Sin Cara. And this is, I have to tell, okay, Damien Sandow has the best lines. Okay, I don't know.
He does.
I mean, he is a walking dictionary. Okay, and we can all learn from that. Okay, but this is what he says when he sees Sin Cara. This is so funny. He's all flustered and he says, "Excuse me, have you seen Cody Rhodes? He just absconded my Money in the Bank briefcase." Absconded.
What? What's that?
And Sin Cara's his answers were.
Yeah, that was it.
that was it. Yeah. Yeah,
oh my God.
No clue.
So funny, so funny.
This is great.
He was so frustrated and yet still maintaining this dignity and this poise. And everyone's irking him, and it was just beautiful.
But the way they play it all the way through, too.
Absolutely
they just keep you hooked there.
Absolutely perfect.
Oh, yeah.
He tells someone, I can't remember who it was, but he goes, "Thank you for wasting my time, you anemic, pathetic piece of vermin." It was to Sin Cara. He said that. He rolled that off. Anemic, pathetic piece of vermin. I think that's brilliant.
You like that?
I love that kind of stuff. That stuff.
You can't make that stuff.
I love it.
I didn't realize you were like this.
Oh,
Wait.
Wow.
You should hear her on the phone with me.
Really? Are you a piece of vermin? What?
Oh, I just love it.
I'm not going to go there.
It's like I want to go home and practice that on my son. It's like you didn't pick up your shoes. You're an anemic, pathetic
I want to practice that on a few guys.
Yeah.
I like anemic. I like that.
Anemic, pathetic piece of vermin.
Love that. It's going to be my next one.
Get pulled over by a cop.
You anemic? And you're like, ticket.
So then that's how they open up into the third match, which was RVD, Rob Van Dam, who's huge crowd favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember him? Do you remember watching him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I got trained by Selena Majors, and Selena Majors, I think, was with Rob Van Dam training him, or they have a history, something back in the day. So he's cool. He came to a WOW, maybe a pay-per-view or something. So he was good support. Yeah, he's fun.
But the outfit,
I know.
What is that? It looked like it was spray painted.
He's had it forever.
He needs to change it. He needs something. I want to cut his ponytail off, and I want to give him a makeover.
Maybe it should be an RVD makeover.
Yeah.
You know what? He's never really aged. He looks the same.
He looks exactly the same.
But that's not good. You have to go with the time. I mean, you're keeping up with the time, aren't you, Rick?
No, I'm still back in 60s.
Never mind.
He's wearing purple.
Speaking of RVD, and we talk about like how he hasn't changed, do you see any of his work changing?
I had two guys that came over yesterday to train with me saying that he wasn't as good as they used to be.
What are they looking at when they say
Well, I don't know,
that?
because I said, you get good nights and bad nights. You might be tired, you might be sick, and you're giving it something. But I thought at the match that he was very aggressive. He kept the match going. He took over the whole match until the very end.
Yeah.
And then Del Rio came back and did whatever he did with him.
Right.
And the match went well that way. I mean, he dominated the match.
As he was supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, as he was supposed to do.
Was he supposed to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're
For him to
setting
come
up.
back.
Yeah, it's a setup for
the
It's different. It's different than the trade-off all the time. Give and take, give and take, give and take. He took the whole thing, and at the end, he did a quick roll-up on him, and that's the end of it.
I don't like the quick roll-ups, though. I like the big finishes.
But you know what?
I always like big finishes.
This is what I heard.
Well,
it's all lies.
We've been watching Alberto Del Rio since he became, I mean, from the time where he had Ricardo coming out doing the promo, you know, doing the ring announcing for him. And so we've got to see Alberto evolve. This is the first time I saw Alberto kind of take the coward approach.
Exactly.
Right? He was totally milking, like the ref was counting him out outside the ring, and he was milking it to the very last second.
That's
you know?
very old school.
I loved it.
I loved it.
Old school.
Yeah, I liked it.
Down with it.
He gets he finally rolls back into the ring, and RVD, you know,
kind of rolls.
Well, he like gets under the, you know, just kind of gets back in, and RVD gets him in a turnbuckle, and I loved this because he kind of wimping out a little bit, and he's going, "No mas,
yes.
no mas." Do you remember that?
Meaning, what does that mean?
No more, no more,
no more, no more. So it was, you know, it was just kind of like milking it, you know, just trying not to have a full-on match, but I thought it was really interesting.
The theatrics, you know, it was.
And it helped him go over, don't you think?
Totally.
It added a lot of heat to that match without doing a lot of moves. I really liked it, actually, because I want to see Alberto Del Rio as a huge heel, and that's a great way to go over. Don't you think?
Yes, definitely.
But I like big moves. I have to say, I like big moves. I didn't see a lot of big moves on SmackDown.
Okay,
you're entitled to whatever you like. It's
I
fine.
know. I like what I like.
This wasn't a big move, but it sure was impressive. Do you guys remember when RVD gets distracted and then Alberto does this huge kick to the face? It was such a cheap shot, but dang, you could hear it.
You could feel it. You could feel it.
It was right on target.
I like that. Yeah.
That was like, ow, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you heard it. And a cheap shot, like everyone just gets connected with that cheap shot. It's like, oh, I
don't get cheap shots. You get cheap shots.
But then they weren't the match.
No, definitely not.
Wait,
cheap shots? You don't get cheap shots.
No. $16 Patron.
But I'm always thinking when I see like a boot to the face, I'm always thinking, you know, how heavy that damn boot is.
It can be.
How about a slap, a slug to the face?
Yeah,
but a boot, you got a leg behind it.
Boot is scary. I've definitely.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good match.
Okay, here comes Sandow again, right? He's running up and down the hallway. It's so funny. He runs into Booker T and Mark Henry. They're doing their powwow, and asks him if he's seen him. And Mark Henry's like, "We're not snitches. We're no snitches." Then Sandow says, "Well, you should be really interested in this, Booker T, because you used to be the GM, or you were the GM, and that just sets Booker T off. I mean, it looks like he was gonna kill."
He said,
Sandow.
"You used to be," so that was like
he said, you used to be the GM.
Yeah.
Oh,
you used
so
to
did
be.
that little.
Yeah. Well, that's Sandow.
Yeah,
He's
I like
gonna
that.
do
I like that. Yeah.
And he does it intellectually.
Kind of like you. You're like that.
Maybe that's why I like him so much.
I think that's it.
Because I'm watching him play out in my mind,
Your
and then
face lights up when you talk about him.
I love him. I love him. I love Fandango. I just characters.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm a
big fan.
Full on big into character profiles. Okay, so now, ladies. Okay, we've all wrestled. We've all worked. What's your thoughts on the Diva division in the WWE? Whoa. I'm not looking to start trouble. I'm looking for positives.
I got respect. No.
Yeah,
But she said ladies, so.
Listen, let me take a step back and say, look, they're in the big show.
Yeah.
Okay? They made it. They made it. Lisa Moretti made it as Ivory. It's a tough road to get to. When you make it, you
have no doubt but to give respect.
You do. Respect. I am talking about how they're represented in the WWE.
I'm
talking about
like a psycho chick?
No, more
AJ?
like management behind the scenes. Like what's management doing with their Diva division? Do you want to see more Diva matches? What are you looking for when you see the Divas come out?
Okay, do the fans want to see more Diva matches? I want to see more Diva matches.
I think they do.
I do. I want better storylines. I don't want it to be the I'm your girlfriend, you broke my heart. I don't want to see that. I want to see some toughies. I don't want to. I mean, sure, we've had our heart broken, blah blah blah. I get that, but I want more stories. I want build-up stories like the guys have.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Come on, like get some credit cards and throw them in a case and put them in the water, or do whatever you have to do, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do that, but give them more storylines. Better, not
Real
about
storylines.
guys, not based around guys.
Well, you know what I'd like to see now. They just premiered on Sunday the Diva reality show.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw the promo for that.
Oh yeah, I've been watching. They've been really kicking off those promos, and I think if they piggyback this reality show into character development, when these girls step into the ring, when we see these girls come back into the ring, we're invested in them.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I think it's a fantastic combination.
Who's doing the show?
I don't know, Bravo. It's a WWE product,
okay.
but I can't remember who's actually. Is it E? E Network. Okay, thanks.
Network.
So thank you. That's Marissa in the engineer room.
Point at her, not at me.
Voices from the heavens.
Yeah. So with that being said, I think that really might help the Diva division.
Yeah, because I even had this similar thought again. Being trained old school by Selena Majors was, having the girls wrestle like the guys, and having the real, like you're saying, storylines and to see. And I always was attracted to, if we did go into the lives of us, like this is what we're all different. We all look, but this ring brings us together.
Are you talking about the real lives?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Are you talking...
Even like with the with this reality thing, like they're going into to the girls.
Is that what it is? It's their real lives at WWE. It's their real.
It's a reality show based on what it's like to be a WWE diva.
And I think now today, today with all the social media, we can't keep up with with the phones and cameras. It's going like, look, there's no way of hiding, what we're doing, and so it's like it's exposed now. This is how it is when we get into the ring. Now you guys know what we go through.
Oh yeah, I think the girls
before we even get there.
they have it tough. Any girl that is on WWE, my hat is off to them.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they even made it or are up there. I mean, it's tough.
Oh yeah.
I think this Diva reality show might be the missing key that we've been waiting for the Diva division, because I think we can go over. The girls can get over really fast because we've been following them on a reality show.
We need some superheroes.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be exciting. But just to kind of break down the promo that AJ did, and I'm not throwing. I like AJ.
Right.
Okay. I think she's, for what she's given, she's doing a great job. And if she needs to be a psycho, remember the crowd is like,
I love psycho chicks. I love psycho chicks.
She is so psycho. She is so psycho. I
love her.
She's all bent out of shape because Ziggler.
Did you see the part where she grabbed the scissors and went and put it through her mouth? Did you see that?
I don't remember.
See, that's the kind of stuff I remember. You're remembering all. I remember that, and the look she had in her eyes, it was so intense. I'm like,
She's very good at that.
I get it. I got that look.
She sells
she
the
was
psycho.
Good. Came out with her little pigtails and all that. I loved her.
I know. And this is the difference in the promo that I watched on SmackDown versus some of the AJ promos that I've seen already, was that when Ziggler came out, right? He was awesome, and I thought to myself, why don't we see more Diva, working with the guys? Why can't we see more men-women promos? Not just having Big E as your little buddy following you around.
Right.
It's silly.
But creating that storyline. So Ziggler really helped put AJ over, okay?
Yeah,
and that's what the Diva division needs. They need to be put over. They need to be part of the circle instead of just like a little section of the pie, right?
But put over in a negative way, though.
Well, that's just one storyline. I'm just saying we can use like Sheamus working with Caitlyn, or there could be like these storylines where these girls are invested in the guy storyline. And why can't we see Caitlyn at the side? Caitlyn coming in not to do a tag match, but to be in support of Sheamus or
then have him in the background. He needs to be in the background.
Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be fun to see the guys?
Absolutely. Would they do it? Probably not.
Now, who's to say that? Because the guys love working with the girls. It's fun.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do. Don't you think, Rick? I mean, it's fun. It changes it up. It adds a really interesting dynamic. Anyway, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying.
I like that. It's a good idea.
It's going in an interesting direction. I'm following it closely.
I think people have lost track of why people actually wrestle. I don't think they get to the real reason why. They might have the money in the bank thing or whatever, but back in the day, or even now, you're in the business to make a living, and a match should be a contest to a prize. Each match should be a prize for $500 or $1,000. If you win, you get a check for $1,000. If you lose, you don't get anything. just like boxing or whatever, or you get a belt. There's so many titles around. I don't know who has what title. It used to be
It's
one
hard to keep up.
Bruno Sammartino had the title for I don't know how many, 10 years or something, the world champion for all these years. He had that title. Everybody knew he was a world champion. Now there's like 20 of them.
Something that's
It's a little confusing.
Yeah, it gets confusing. So even with the divas, I mean, they throw them out there as meat, and I don't think they should. I think they should be actual matches between the girls.
Because they're good.
For a specific title, and then each match has a certain purse that it pays off when you wrestle, so you get the money, and then you can go from there. And if you lose, you got to start at the bottom again. And then when I was talking to some guys, they should have a paymaster where you walk up to you can do your voucher. Look, I won the match tonight. I get paid off. So these guys actually get paid.
Do you know how many wrestlers there would be if that actually happened?
I'm just saying
that would be great
because you lose track of why they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's like hijinks now. They're watching this and this and this, and they leave, and sometimes they walk away. I don't even know who won or why they did or what.
Yeah,
but they're getting a yearly salary is different. Whereas it was a certain per match, just like we do in the indies.
I was going to say in the indies, that's what they do.
You get paid by your work.
Right.
And some who work more get more money. And
some of the indie wrestlers are good.
Yeah, they're very good. And the referees. And you know who gets paid the most? I think even on indie is a referee. One referee might do 5 matches. He's worked 5 matches. He should get more money. When I ran shows, I always paid him more money because they worked harder. They put more money. They put more time in.
And you're not going to
realize how much the ref runs that.
He runs the show. Yeah. Should be paid well.
Yeah, he controls the tempo.
And people don't realize that.
People have no idea. Yeah, when I wrestled with WoW, we had a ref, Josh Milton. He was a fantastic ref, and he taught me a lot. And just again, slowing it down and creating that pace of that match. So yeah.
Did you work with him a lot?
Yeah. Well, when you couldn't get me away from the ring. Once I got sucked into it, I was like, this is what I want to do. And so, yeah, I worked with, on the side, of course, yeah.
And Hugo's.
And Hugo. Lots of Hugos.
Well, just to close out that promo, Caitlyn comes out, slams AJ. But Caitlyn's been trying to she's been demonstrating that she's got her power back.
Right.
And which is kind of cool. This is where that whole thing that I'm moving forward into, why not incorporate more men as actually partners in these promos, as supporting the Diva division, I think is going to go over big. But that sets up for match 4, which was the ring debut of the Wyatt family on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And we watched, Rick and I, for weeks and weeks and weeks, the same vignette. And then they went and opened up at Raw. Okay, they made their debut in Raw. And then on Friday, they had their SmackDown debut. Rick, what did you think?
Very, very aggressive. Yeah. Very aggressive.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the movie called Wrong Turn, where these people were out in the woods and everything wrong turn. There's a bunch of mutants living in a house, beating people up and killing them, and they look like that. They're mindless and brainless, and all they want to do is kill and beat up. And that's what this reminded me of. Totally like that.
It was all dark, and the guy was sitting there with that shirt on.
And when I'm watching the Wyatts, the Wyatt family, I'm thinking in my head, they need to have the same approach that they have with Lesnar, and they can't be using these guys all the time. It's going to take away the mystique and the scariness of this little family that they have.
But am I the only one that looks at the costumes? I'm like, I look at the costumes, and it's the first time I've ever seen a camel toe on a guy. I can't. This doesn't look right.
Back in the 80s.
Sorry, I'm just like, nah. Is anybody else seeing this?
How's that possible?
Well, I know, but I think it was.
Oh my gosh.
It was clearly possible.
Look at her face. I'm going to say what I have. I couldn't even get past the match. I had a hard time. Sorry.
Well, it was kind of.
I'm sure you're not the only one.
It was kind of a fast match.
Anybody else? Let me know, please.
Yeah. So tons of funk.
Yeah.
Were there who they tagged with, and they're jobbing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't really seen a lot of them
at
all.
I
don't know how long they've been with the company. I always get like something on YouTube when I say I don't know how long, and then someone always says you should have been watching longer.
Right. And the thing about jobbing too, people are like, oh, you're just jobber. It's like,
is that a bad thing?
I feel like a lot of times people would, you had to a lot of times with conversation, I'd be like, no, jobbing is so important.
Very important.
Is it like a fill-in or
no?
Is it what is it?
People who don't know say the wrong thing.
The term back in the day was called carpenters. And the reason why they call them carpenters, you want to know?
I do.
They're building the other guys up.
Nice.
And so you get someone in as a champion, you get a carpenter to work with it, and he's sculpting and building him into a hero.
It's like, thank you.
Yeah. And they're jobbers, and they work harder than the stars.
Yeah.
If they didn't have jobbers and carpenters in the business, you'd have no stars. Because there's no one to put them over.
That's right.
So do people look down on them, though, do you think?
I feel like at times they do. I feel like
jobber. I don't even like that term, jobber.
They didn't think you were a star, good enough to be a star, so but you could work steady. You know?
Okay, so are all jobbers going to be up there eventually, or
a
no?
jobber can be in back when they had territories. A jobber could be a jobber in one territory, and he can go to the East Coast to be a superstar.
Oh.
Because he's not known there.
Okay.
But if you're on WWE
sense.
and that's what you are, years ago when the WWE was out of Madison Square Garden, you always knew, here's Big John Studd in this corner. In the other corner is Bob Smith. And Bob would walk out like this, and he'd get beat real quick and go home and get his $150.
And that's it.
That was it.
Yeah.
They pull him right off the street and put a pair of tights on him.
Wow.
Well, so here's the members of the Wyatt family. It's Bray Wyatt. He sits in the rocking chair. He's the voice of the Wyatt family. And then in the ring, you saw Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, who look like they're just possessed by Bray, like they're under
Love
his
it.
spell.
These guys actually have human names.
Yeah,
I love it.
And and I agree. I think jobbers, the more jobbing you have, the better those bigger matches are.
Sure.
I mean, that's like, they could use more jobbers.
Sure.
I mean, they have the
take care of
budget
your
for
partner.
it.
You got to take care.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to be a jobber.
I don't know. You remember?
I just don't even like the name.
They had a guy by the name of Steve Lombardi. He was a Brooklyn brawler. And he was on WWE or WWF when it was WWF. He worked TV, he worked everywhere. He'd do a 5-10 minute match, always get beat, but he always worked, and everybody knew him, the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
And he made a name as a jobber, and people wanted to see him.
Yeah, but I'd want to be more of a star. than
Well,
a
you know what? He worked steady, and he made money.
But he wasn't a big name, though.
He's big enough as a jobber that people recognize him.
But you're saying he's big enough as a jobber.
Exactly.
Yeah, it still goes with that, big enough as a jobber,
Yeah.
not like a big name, right?
No.
Yeah.
Big enough.
I have a hard time with that, sorry.
Big enough.
Well, so Sandow's coming through with his promo again. You know, I love it. You can't stop me.
I do.
But he's in front of Vicky, and he's just running all over the place. And I absolutely loved that promo that was running throughout the entire length of the show. But that cuts away to the Christian versus the All Americans, which was Jack Swagger in the ring with him. Jack Swagger at 6 feet 7 inches tall.
Big man.
I did not realize
Can you believe
that.
that?
Wow.
I can't believe they get off the ground.
Wow.
Think about it.
Yeah,
Think
now
about
that I know that's impressive.
Man. So Zeb's his manager, right? Zeb's part of the All-Americans. He's a great heel. He's also there to...
Funny.
Oh, my God. He can turn up the heat, too.
Border
So
Patrol,
fast.
the Border Patrol.
Right.
I'm an American. You hear this, boo.
I love it.
Right, and
That
they're
was
like,
great.
are we in North Mexico?
Are we?
Oh, my God.
I'm an American.
Oh, wow. What did you think of that match, Rich?
I like the match a lot, but I'm a big fan of Christians. And I always thought Swagger just had the old wrestling look. He's young, but as he ages, he reminds me of a Killer Kowalski type of wrestler. He's definitely good at what he does, all of his moves and everything. And Christian's phenomenal. He came back even better than before he left.
How long has he been around?
Oh, God.
Well, he was tagging with
Good
the
number of
Edge.
years. Yeah, a long
Right.
time. long
Oh,
time.
I mean,
okay.
wow.
He was off with an injury for 9-10 months or something like
Something
that.
like that shoulder.
Yeah, but he came back, and sometimes when you do something, if you're a guitarist, you lay off, you get back, you get better. He came back, and he's better now than he ever was.
Wow,
He's
wonder what
moving on. He's got
happened.
stuff
What did
all
he
over
do?
the place he's doing.
Man, and he's doing a lot off the top rope. I wrote,
Yes.
okay, he did a body slam off the top rope. He took a very big bump off the top rope with
Yeah.
I like the big moves.
to think about, come on, think about the impact on your body when
Yeah,
you're
sure.
taking a bump like that off the top
Like
rope.
we know.
You're
Yes.
just
We
like
know.
flying through the air, and you're like, yep, I'm gonna have to hit it flat,
Did
right?
you ever?
Hopefully
Did
be
you ever
flat.
take big bumps like
That's
that?
why I limped when I walked in here.
So that's a yes.
Yes. Hips and knees.
That match actually was full of a lot of countering. Not so much submission hold,
A
but
little
countering,
too
countering,
much.
countering.
Did you think that
countering.
was a little too much? I was like, okay, stop. It was like, back up.
It's
Well,
a
they're stretching
different
it out.
technique. It's definitely a different technique to that match. I mean, you can build up, you can have your
But
baby face.
I figured
Unless
it out,
they were trying to
though.
just do like, I'm right at you, I'm right back at you.
But I know, but we have that already. We have that back forth.
Right,
Okay, now it's
right.
gonna, we knew it.
Right. Yeah, predictable.
That's what I was talking about at the beginning of the show with WWE. They train these guys to do that. They do this. Let's just do a standard matches back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to a finish.
But we already know.
False finish, false finish, false finish, false finish, false finish, and
over.
then fine.
There's the formula.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the formula figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the end of that promo comes Damien screaming into the ring, okay? And he grabs the mic and he says, I just want you to know that he is as soon as he gets a chance, there's going to be a warrant for the arrest of Cody for what did he say? If ensuing a warrant of the
authorities
anyway, he's gonna get the police to arrest Cody for stealing his bag. How's that? I can't even read my handwriting anymore.
No, I wrote mine on a pillow.
Okay.
I had to type it out.
Mine either.
Oh my God! But here's the deal: Cody's standing out in front of the Gulf of Mexico, right? They have this on the big screen, right? And he's showing Damien the bag, and Damien, Cody's taunting him and tells Damien where he's going to be. I'm out here, and so Damien comes running out, and he's yelling "nitwit" to people, and I just love what he's doing. And then
nitwit.
he gets to Cody, right? He gets to Cody, and he's begging for forgiveness. He's like, "Please, you're better than me. You're smarter than me. You're better looking
that was
than
so
me."
gross. I'm sorry. You're better looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, what does he want from him?
You knew it was going to go in the water.
Oh yeah.
We all knew it was going to go in the water.
Sure.
It went in the water.
It had to.
Damien jumps in, but he can't swim.
I think that there was something underneath. I think he was standing up.
It could have been. It could have been very shallow right there.
I think it was very shallow, and he just freaked out. I can't swim.
Well, that being said, there was only 5 matches in this week's.
I was expecting a 6, but there didn't happen.
Oh, is it usually 6?
They said the main event. I thought that was the main event, but it was him in the water with the Sharks.
Main event
was the main
him in the
event.
water.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that would have been good if they would have had a shark. That would have been good.
Yeah.
And the shark ate the.
That would have been and the case. Okay,
The case,
there we go.
yeah.
See, now that's good.
Yeah, chase the shark down and
That's
get the case
whole
out.
build-up. I
Now we
like
got a whole
that.
other movie here.
Wait, I think that was already done.
We call it Jaws?
Yeah. Like Jaws 20 now.
It was Jaws 5.
Jaws 20,
Yeah.
I don't know. Eat the
No,
case.
Jaws meets WWE.
Oh, I like that.
Careful, somebody's already writing.
Someone's listening right now. They're writing it
I'm jotting
exactly.
down. Are you jotting down?
Yeah. I'm going to submit my notes.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was. It was. We didn't see the Shield this week. Okay, we didn't see them. We didn't see Daniel Bryan. We didn't see Kane. But I kind of like it. I mean, you have to have. These guys can't work twice a week. I mean,
But they
just
did
can't
show
do
their
it.
faces. Their
Yeah.
little Kane. Because I love Kane.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Love Kane.
Yeah.
Love the name, love the mask. I love it all. I like the
old
bad
school.
guys. The bad.
Oh, me too,
Yeah.
of course.
Somebody
Who's
lit
that?
Roxy
You don't
up.
know me.
All these heels. What's the deal?
I'm not a heel, though. I'm not a heel. You're not a heel. You're
not?
supposed to be my bud.
You know
my
what?
friend.
You may not have been a heel, but you had your heel moments.
So did you. You're very slick with your heel moments.
I still have them.
She does. She's very good with them. Don't trust her.
So that was SmackDown for this week. But while we have a few minutes, let's talk about where we can find you, Loca. Are you on a break right now from WoW?
Silver Lake.
Yes. What's that?
Find you in Silver Lake.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on a break from WoW right now, seeing what's going to go on with that. I would love. I mean, I'm always trying to find places to train and stuff like that. I mean, I love wrestling. But on a break, but you can find me at cherferreyra.com. That's my website. I do a lot of acting on the side. I've been in shows like Veronica Mars, Nip Tuck, Weeds, and stuff like that. And Veronica Mars, the movie, is coming out.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get on that. So on Twitter, I think you can find me at Cher Ferreyra. Trying to find hashtag Fern Must Return. That's my
let's do that.
Yeah, Fern Delgado is my character on Veronica Mars, and they said to have a trilogy, so we'll see. Kristen Bell's a great actress, and I learned a lot, and so we'll see what's going on. I mean, I love the whole stunt acting.
Sure.
And so
I will definitely do that for you.
yeah, yes.
And then Roxy, where can people find you, and what are you doing?
You can find her on Friday night at Bob's Big
You
Boy.
can find me at 7-Eleven having Slurpees with my dog.
I found her on Friday night with Bob's Big Boy.
Is that how you got her in here?
Yeah, we ran into each other. I love, and I'll post on my Roxy Astor. I love classic cars.
Yeah.
I actually
nice.
go and I ask the guys to pop their hoods. And
Oh, that's
I do. I
awesome.
love. Look at her face. Get it out of the gutter. I love looking at old cars. Do you?
Yeah.
Or do you go for the hamburgers?
I
No,
guess
you don't
the guys
go for
that pop their hoods.
hamburger. I've seen guys pop their hoods.
You popped their heads. I actually did get I got a steak in there.
But you you're not on Twitter, but you're actually on Facebook more.
As Roxy Astor.
Right, so for those Glow fans out there that want to follow this beautiful Park Avenue woman, this former Glow wrestler.
And Femdy Action. We are going, we're on Femdy Action.
Right.
And she's a fellow judge right here.
Nice.
Roxy and I are judging a reality
And
show.
she's a very slick, mean judge without really knowing it. throws spears with her smile.
I love it.
She's good.
Thanks, Roxy. I'm Little Egypt. You can find me on Twitter at Little Egypt. You can also find me on Facebook. I have a big Facebook presence because if you look for me on Facebook under Glow, my first name, Little Egypt, my second name, I have lists in my notes section where you can find all the Glow girls that want to work. And
that would be so nice to have a nice reunion.
Yeah.
Just one night of female.
I'll add you as a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, for Loca, what she represents is the second generation. We were talking about what it's like to have a second generation, and when you're here, I feel like I'm sitting next to a second generation.
Okay, I feel very old right now, but then I look at him and I feel young. So.
There you go. It's perfect.
It's a very horrible thing to say. I'm a very sensitive guy. I'm not just a pretty face. You know.
I know.
Got feelings too, by God.
I know.
I just had a birthday. Well, you can find me at RicDrasin.com. Do you know that?
Yes.
And RicksCorner.com. And I have books on how to become pro wrestlers. And I also have T-shirts like these.
You have a lot of fans.
I have a lot of fans.
Yeah.
There's a fan blowing on me right now. Actually.
That's my number one fan.
Are we allowed to say your age? You just celebrated your birthday.
I just turned 69.
Can you believe that, you guys?
Wow.
You look great.
Yeah, it's a good number, don't you
blows
think?
my mind. Look at his skin.
That's crazy.
Holy cow, there's no way that's 69.
You know why? I moisturize.
Is that what it is?
It's very big.
And she does my pedicures. And this is my girlfriend Ina.
Yeah.
And she also plucks my eyebrows.
And he's got a hot girlfriend.
I got a
Ric
hot
Drasin's
girlfriend.
got a hot girlfriend.
Yes,
Number
he
one.
does.
She's number one in my life.
Wow.
That's why I'm young.
Heck yeah.
Right?
Well, that's
That's what I need.
Did you? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but that's it.
That's it.
Wow,
That's our show.
that
We'll
was
see you next
fun.
week.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you guys for watching SmackDown. We had a great time with all you women. You girls are awesome.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Seriously,
I really
had a good
appreciate
time.
it.
Had a good
Thank
time.
you
Appreciate it, Roxy.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. I'm sorry.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.